Wildwood, Florida, January 29th, 2020. Welcome back to the Sunshine State Rails. We made the drive to Wildwood this afternoon to attempt to catch a phosphate train, or empty phosphate train, coming from Illinois down to Florida. In the second position, he would have Canadian Pacific number 7011, which is one of their older heritage locomotives that has come out recently. We wouldn't see this guy tonight, unfortunately, because of a delay that happened in Hawthorne, but we did catch a ton of other trains while we were sitting here. So, here they are. First train is A78229, a local train with a trainload of rock to be moved into the Conrad Yelvington Rock Facility here in Wildwood. Besides 782 doing switching around Wildwood Yard, we wouldn't see any other mainline trains until after 2 p.m. Currently there is a maintenance curfew going on that is in effect between Spar and Bushnell on the S-Line. Maintenance crews would have the track in Ocala occupied until 2 p.m. So until then, 782 and the GP30 that has just started up to the right would be the only trains we'd see till then. Once 782 got their engines out of the way, the Conrad Yelvington GP30 was able to back onto the rockhoppers. This is an operation that I have just now caught, having never seen this before. It was then that the crew could get to work to unload the rockhoppers, and let me say, with a heavy load, this locomotive sure is a smoker. At that point we left the operation to be because the curfew on the S-Line was over. It was just past 2 p.m., so we moved to the north end of Wildwood Yard to catch the trains passing as well as the maintenance crews coming back into Wildwood to tie down. First train here, again, was A782. Finally, with his freight consist together and free of maintenance on the S-Line, was now ready to head north to Ocala to switch the final line of customers. The CSX high rail truck leading the pack. The maintenance equipment was now moving back from Ocala to Wildwood Yard. Now with the maintenance guys out of the way, the line was open for freight trains. First one was L45229, running from Winston Yard at Lakeland to Waycross, Georgia, taking Q452's train, which ran from Miami to Winston, the last stretch to Waycross. By the time the sunset showed itself, we had moved down to the south end of Wildwood Yard, and this would be our campsite for the rest of the evening. We moved down here because we heard an AO34 on the radio coming into Wildwood Yard. Coming from somewhere down south after doing some work there, he is coming back north with loaded Herzog ballast cars. These trains come down here during the work season just like all the other maintenance equipment to drop new ballast along the tracks where needed. There would be 4 more trains for us tonight at this location, next one being Q21329, auto racks from Wildwood, Florida to Palm Center, then to Winston. Next one would be QO4629, nightly intermodal and UPS traffic from Tampa's Uceda Yard to Jacksonville's intermodal ramp. Coming up second to last would be the longest train in Florida tonight. Q44229, coming out of Tampa, Florida, bound for Waycross, Georgia with mixed freight traffic, was 214 cars long tonight. As for the second longest train in Florida tonight, we'll get to that in just a moment. So as for that other train, topped only by Q442, the K81529 would be the second longest train in Florida tonight, which led to the issue that made us miss the catch. This K81529 is actually 2 empty phosphate trains combined, making it almost an 11,000 foot train, 179 cars. Obviously 442 is longer than that, but due to 815's length and his low priority, he ran into an issue that would stick him in one spot for hours. As 815 was coming south, he came upon Hawthorne, Florida, He would go into the siding at Hawthorne to meet L452, which we caught earlier, but then there was an issue. 815, being over 10,000 feet long, couldn't fit in the Hawthorne siding, and L452 was also a monster train around 11,000 feet as well, so neither one could fit in the siding. So they were left with no choice but to cut off most of 815's train, leave it in the siding, then pull the rest of it south of the siding and shove it onto the Edgar Spur, which is some industrial spur that's just south of Hawthorne, just so 815 could get out of the way of these other mainline trains coming north. He would sit there from 7:30 to 1 a.m. We would get home at 1 a.m., so there was no way we'd catch that. Final train for the night, QO4529, southbound intermodal and UPS traffic from Jacksonville back to Tampa. And that would be it for the night of January 29th. It was about our time to get heading for home. 815 was way out of our reach, so we had no other choice. CP7011 is still down here though, and I'll try my luck once again this weekend to go for him. So, until then, this is Kotabeaner in Wildwood, Florida, and I'll see you next time out there on the Sunshine State Rails.